Highway into Victory, the reveal scene, take two.
I had several type of reactions, different from the extremely shocked to the not so shocked, just okay, which I think is still being shocked. Um, to the one that was angry, not angry at me, but angry at the situation. To the one that was upset, to the one that cried, to the one that screamed. There were varying reactions. I can't put a finger to it. There's the one that, oh wow, and I've been doing life with you all this while. People just had various ways of dealing. Um, I think the ones that catch me the most are the ones that I have to be the one now consoling. You would have thought it would be the other way around, but I then happen to have been the one that was the stronger person to help through the emotion. The one story that I can tell that's very dear to me and important is when I had to reveal to my sister. I was speaking with my brother-in-law, who's, a dear friend to me. We all grew up together as children, so he gets me. If I need someone to be the bridge between myself and my sister, he was always the go-to. I think they were moving. Yeah, they were moving from where they were staying to a new place, and myself and him had a chance to share a van together. And I spoke to him. I think that was the wrong move on my side because I spoke to him whilst he was driving, and he broke down. And the next question was, how are we going to tell your sister? And that's what I'm telling you. You figure it. So whilst he was driving, I just realized, what, dude, you need to pull over. Gather yourselves together, then let's go. Him getting back to the house and having to act up like nothing's happened, but yet I knew he was heavy with what he's just received. Then leading to me speaking with my sister. I think that was probably one of the most difficult things I've ever had to do. Having experienced trauma with her on different grounds, losing our mom, losing our dad, those were painful moments. And now I have to give her this again. So, telling my sister that I was HIV positive, that was big. I wish I knew of the term at that time where I could easily have said from a victory side, saying I'm living with HIV and not that I was HIV positive. I think that would have probably broken the ice a bit, but at that time, that term hadn't come up. And just breaking that news to her, thinking about it right now was like, that was painful. I felt like I dropped a rock on her. Yeah, I gave her something too heavy to carry. But thankfully she's dealt. We're living. She's overly protective of me, overly protective. When you see us relate, when you see us do life together, you wouldn't know that it's just 16 months between us. You think she has about 10 years on me, but I love her like that. So yeah, that was painful. That was one of the most significant ones for me. Although I had another one with a dear friend of mine. I think we met at uni in Nigeria. And when we relocated to the UK, we just used to do life together every weekend. She lived in Croydon, I lived in Barking, and she came over to Barking to see me. Well, I made her come because she was one of my dearest. And she was she is solid as a rock, a strong person, So I wasn't expecting that reaction. I was expecting someone that would be like, oh, wow, dude. But the minute I said to her, she broke down. She wept. She cried. She fought. I literally saw her fighting God, like, why are you allowing that to happen to my brother? Not him of all people. And I think the painful thing for me right now is the fact that I don't even know where she is today. We've been trying to, I've been trying to make contact for a while. I know she had to relocate back to Nigeria, but I've not just been able to locate her. And knowing the kind of person she is, she probably don't do socials like that. So I've not just been able to find her, but I know I will do someday very soon. It was just painful seeing that reaction. One of the things that led me to, the significant thing outside of what happened with my parents that then confirmed me having to become a Christian was the fear of what life am I going to live after this? After discovering now you're living with HIV, what do you do? How do you do? And I think I had to run to what it is I'd run away from since I was a child, And upon becoming a Christian, I think it made the journey easier. I won't say it made it easy, but it made it easier. I remember when the doctor told me, I was like, how am I ever gonna be in a relationship? The truth about it is, I wasn't gonna date me. And that's the truth. Not knowing what I know today, I wasn't gonna date me. I wasn't going to marry me if the shoes were on the other feet. I wasn't going to. Now, finding love, eventually, I found friendship. We were good friends, and this was just maybe 2 years into becoming a Christian. We were friends. And it grew and grew and grew into love. Puppy love, maybe. But we were ultimate friends, I knew her mom, knew her friends. Everybody had planned the wedding already. And I got caught up in the whole thing of everything. But one thing I'd promised myself, though, was whoever the person was, I would always have to tell you first before we proceeded with anything. And the reason is I would not want to carry anybody along. We loved ourselves. We knew we loved ourselves. We did life together. We did everything. Sunday morning, going to church, I would leave my place, go to her. I wasn't driving. Go to her, pick her up, get back, hold hands, But when I knew I then had to, I think I went to visit her at her mom's, and then says, you know what, we need to talk. I love you, I want to be with you, but I need to let you know this. And simple, said it, I got HIV. the horror on her face. But she was like, you know what? It's okay. We'll do this. Are you sure? What are you going to say to your mom? It's okay. We're going to do this together. You're going to survive. The excitement that I was accepted. How am I getting back home? 3 a.m. It was still the days. WhatsApp wasn't in existence then, and I'm getting a text. Felt like 3-page, 4-page long text. It's not you, it's me. You know, when you get a statement like that, it's never good news. It's not you, it's me. I can't do this. Oh, geez, my heart sunk. My heart sunk. It was painful. It was painful. And I decided right there and then, you know what? I'm not doing this relationship thing anymore. I'm not. No, it's not for me. Can't do it. Won't do it. Can't deal. Fast forward. Met someone else. Same way. Started talking. Started laughing. But this time around, I wasn't going to take it to where I was already having the feeling that I felt when I felt that I'd never felt before. I wasn't going to go there. I wasn't going to have no feelings. Let me tell you straight up, let us know where we're going. You know, the truth about it was I wasn't expecting anything positive out of it. But because we were talking, because we were cool, I was like, okay, bruh, you got to brace up and mention it again, because like I said, I'd already made that promise to myself. So how am I saying to my now wife, how am I saying to her, there's something I need to say to you? You know, and I think I needed to prep her so much. And if my wife's recounting this story, she says, I overground the salt. You know, imagine you having sea salt and you kept grinding with the stone so that it could be smooth. And she was like, you're just taking this thing and you've taken it forever. But I had to, because I needed her to know the weight of it for me. You know, so I says, there's something I need to tell you. And she's like, just spill it out. I think it was a bank holiday, if I remember rightly, but I can't. But we were in her living room then, and I said to her, I can't remember the exact words now, but I said to her, what would you do if I said to you, I was HIV positive?